Hello and welcome to the online edition of Nightwatch for October 2023. My name is Bill, coming to you from the Sudekum Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center in Nashville. And we have a jam-packed Nightwatch for October because we have an eclipse of the sun. But first, we'll take a look at the moon and find the moon will be at its last quarter phase on the 6th. New moon and the day of the partial solar eclipse will occur on the 14th. First quarter moon on the 21st, and full moon on the 28th. Taking a look at planets, we find in the evening sky we have the planet Saturn, high in the southern sky. Saturn appears as a yellowish or cream-colored star-like object in the south, surrounded by the faint stars of the constellation Aquarius, which will probably not be visible in most city and suburban areas, so Saturn will appear as the only object in that part of the sky. The moon will be passing by the planet Saturn on October 23rd. Also now in our evening sky, rising in the east at about sunset and is in the sky all night long, we do have the planet Jupiter, which appears as a bright white star-like object, again rising at sunset in the eastern sky. The waning gibbous moon will pass by Jupiter during the late evening of October 2nd, and the full moon will be passing by Jupiter on the 28th. In the morning sky, the planet Venus is now up high in the eastern sky by around 4:30 in the morning and appears as the brightest white star-like object in the eastern sky. You cannot miss it. And also the beautiful thin crescent moon will be passing by the planet Venus before sunrise on October 10th. Taking a look at the sky in the evening, at about 8:30 p.m. during mid-month, nearly overhead we have the constellation Pegasus, the magical flying horse in Greek mythology. Pegasus's body is represented by 4 stars that we usually call the Great Square. To the northeast of the Great Square we do have the constellation Andromeda, the princess in Greek mythology. As previously mentioned, Saturn is in the faint constellation of Aquarius. And Jupiter is also in the constellation Aries, which is another faint constellation in the eastern sky. So these constellations may not be visible in city and suburban areas because of all of the lights we turn on at night, contributing to what we call light pollution. However, as we take a look at the sky far from the cities and suburban areas, where it's much darker, we can see many, many more stars. Also this month, we have the peak of the annual Orionid Meteor Shower, which peaks between October 20th and 22nd each year. It is best between midnight and sunrise, as the constellation Orion rises up in the southeastern sky and is fairly high in the southern sky during the early morning hours before sunrise. The moon will be setting before or around midnight on those late evenings, early mornings, so it won't interfere with any bright moonlight. You will see about 10 to 20 meteors per hour emanating from an area above the head of the constellation Orion, if you're far away from city lights. In bright urban and suburban areas with lots of light pollution, you might only see 5 to 10 meteors per hour. So not one of the best of the year, but it is annual and it is quite reliable. And many of the Orionid meteors could be fairly bright as they quickly flash across the sky from the area around the top of the constellation Orion. Now the big event happening this month will be in the middle of the month of October. We have a partial eclipse of the sun. Now this is part of an annular eclipse that'll be passing from Oregon southeast to Texas, and then on over the Gulf of Mexico and parts of Central and South America. An annular eclipse occurs when the moon is a little bit farther away in its orbit, so it can't quite completely cover the sun and make it total, so a bright ring of light, or annulus, remains around the moon. Here in the Nashville, Tennessee area, we will see a partial eclipse of the sun, since we will be outside of that line of annularity that'll be passing from Oregon to Texas. Now this again is occurring on Saturday morning and early afternoon, October 14th. The partial eclipse will begin in the Nashville area at about 10:38 a.m., with the maximum eclipse in Nashville with about 52%, a little bit more than half of the sun, being covered up by the moon at 12:05 p.m., just after the noontime hour. And then the partial eclipse will end at 1:36 p.m. Since this is not a total eclipse, do not look at this eclipse without proper eye protection. Sunglasses are not safe for direct solar viewing. I can't stress that enough. Sunglasses, even doubled or tripled up, are not safe for direct solar viewing. You need to use properly designed solar viewing glasses or projection methods to see this eclipse safely. Adventure Science Center will have activities and safe solar viewing during the eclipse on October 14th, weather permitting. Check out the website adventuresci.org for more information, and see our current Nightwatch Sky Show here in the planetarium and our show Eclipse, the Sun Revealed, for more information about the eclipse here at Adventure Science Center. Now don't forget, if you can't remember everything I've mentioned in this online edition of Nightwatch, you can check out our online star chart at adventuresci.org/starcharts, which also will help you find things in the nighttime sky. And on the other side, you can find out more information about what's going on in the sky for the current month. You can check that out every month, again, adventuresci.org/starcharts. And don't forget, come visit us here at the Sudekum Planetarium for our sky shows and even our Halloween laser show at the end of October. Check out the website for more information and our current schedule. And from all of us here at Adventure Science Center and the Planetarium, I thank you for listening, and until next month, I wish you clear skies.